The wind swirled and swayed around Cranky and Skarloey. Workmen were huddled around the flatbed, trying to ensure that they could at least lower Skarloey onto the flatbed safely without damaging him anymore. They were trying to get him on securely, but the wind was fighting back.
I'm already damaged enough.
Oh, I can't focus with all this wind!
Skarloey's.
But then just have the workman not talk.
Oh, Cranky's the way.
I have to wait for you to...
Cranky started to get annoyed. He almost dropped Skarloey on purpose. Didn't want to get trouble by the controller of the W and S. Maybe it was time just to get the breakdown crane.
I just got the breakdown crane at this point. It's easier.
Maybe if you got a well wagon, then I could actually lower him onto it.
This is the perfect size for me to be on.
Well, a well wagon would be easier to load anything onto.
Yeah, but the only company you have are the goals that settle on your arm.
Oh!
Yeah, that's right. Be quiet.
Oh no!
Now the winds had picked up pretty bad.
Then, a creaking and a cracking could be heard from Cranky's foundation. Oh no!
Ah! Again, I'm dented.
Quick, get the breakdown train!
Cranky?
He was the only one there at the time, so he decided to do it.
And Billy was busy doing his job, so he didn't bother.
Stop telling me what to do! You're a very bossy crane!
We haven't been giving you orders, Billy.
I'm not helping him! He's rude to me!
Then Anil had arrived with the breakdown crane. Thank you, Neil. Thank you.
Fine, I'll help.
Billy decides to defend Neil for once.
Old man! Stop telling him what to do! You're a very bossy little engine. He came all the way here, in the middle of a storm, that is, just to ensure that you'd be brought to your railway safely. And what's the thanks to give him? All of this rudeness and pompous behavior. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay.
And Billy left
without saying
I'll
another
go
word.
get a bigger crane.
How much longer is this gonna take?
the breakdown train. The controller of the breakdown train finally had enough. Can you shut up? We don't care about what you feel like. We're trying to get you back or else then get cranky. We don't care. We don't care a lick about you. We just want to get this job done.
The foreman was fuming at this point. The rain and the wind, and the harsh weather in general, had caused him to be furious.
At last,
Hello, was finally.
Now he was loaded onto the well wagon. Albeit at the best position he could be in at the time. Thank you. Thank you.
Billy had shuffled over with the big crane.
That was for Cranky. Which they would do when Anil had left with Skarloey. But for now, it was focused on Neil and Skarloey.
But as the big crane was stabilized, he accidentally hit Skarloey in the cab.
Ow!
Sorry.
Ouch! At last, Anil had set off with Skarloey. Now it was time for the workmen to handle a cranky. And now that's now that Scolari was back on the rails, it was time for a few tests. First was pulling some trucks.
But Lily decides he didn't want to pull trucks. He wanted to pull coaches, like it was promised.
Do they expect me to pull that? I won't. I want more coaches. I'm not these dirty things.
You can't pull coaches, came a voice. It was one of the workmen. You need to learn how to handle trucks before you can even touch coaches. First thing an engine learns how to do.
I refuse.
And I'll be taking this to your controller. Inspector! Inspector! I was supposed to be told when he arrived, but yet I appear out of my office, not being told when my newest engine for the goods work arrived.
I was gonna tell you, sir, but I was too stubborn, and I was just sir.
Did it happen at the docks again where the crane toppled over?
No, sir.
Oh, how do you know?
Shut it!
It's happened many times. But what were you saying, Inspector?
Anyways, he refuses to pull trucks for the test. I was gonna call you over as soon as he pulls the trucks to show you he has the pulling power, but he decided not to.
What do you want? What do you want?
Two glared at each other.
Inspector.
Yeah?
Inspector.
Yes, sir?
You should at least give him a day to get adjusted, because it might just be stage fright, you could say. Being on a new line and everything. Anyone would be afraid if they immediately were brought to a new place after being built. So, cover him with the tarp. We'll come back tomorrow.
Then they covered him up with tarp and left him until the next day. Renius came to the the second engine on the railway arrived.
Renius had just been built.
And
He had come to help Scarlowi out.
but
Hello there, old man. You look like a snail. Who's that house on your back?
Oh, you don't look any better. You also look. You have the same thing.
At least
You're not the one that talks.
I'm not fat like you.
You're wider than me.
A little bit of a jokester, but a little more stern. Scarlowi wanted to find out a way how to get Renius back.
But Renius couldn't hear him. He had chortled away. Scarlowi,
Yes, sir.
get your mind out of the clouds. You have work to be done. You have to take some slate trucks.
Is it coaches or trucks?
While Renius will be trialed with the passenger coaches.
Trucks.
Tomorrow he'll pull the trucks. Tomorrow he'll pull the trucks, and you'll be trialed with the passenger coaches. It's just your back wheels are still being mended, and we can't have a bumpy ride for our passengers on our first test passenger service.
Finally,
So just give it till the next day,
Trucks.
okay?
Scarlowi, we steam at
I
the
won't.
controller.
So there.
Oh, are you okay,
That's
sir?
it. Inspector, I am fine. Make sure to stop that engine at the station and ensure no crew drives him for the rest of the week. He shall not be let out of his sheds until he learns sense.
Hey! Scarlowi ran until the next station. Hey, stop!
What do you want?
What do you think you're doing?
I refuse to take those cattle trucks.
We should leave you in the shed. You are so rude and so ungrateful to be on the railway. We should have never bought you an only
Then,
bought
suddenly,
this made Scarlotti furious. Arrhenius!
Oh my!
Scarlotti was furious, and we steam at the person too.
Mrs. Snail, move out of the way. I have a passenger train to pull.
Scarlotti snapped and bumped Arrhenius.
Joe,
Oh!
Passengers all rattled and shaked. Scarlotti still ran away.
Get back here.
Hey!
Never!
Hey! Hey! You left your train behind!
Should do it. For now, at least.
but due to both his back bogey and the rails at the time, it happened. Ah!
Scarlotti had been in such a right state that he had not remembered that his rear bogie had not been repaired.
And he had
So
came
from his
off the
anger and
rails.
rough riding, he had thrown himself off the curve and onto the ground. He was derailed.
The silly engine!
Bother!
You could have, if you were pulling passengers, you could have been hurt. Now Renius will have to carry this railway, and you'll be staying in the sheds until next year.
To put the icing on the cake, Arrhenius had laughed at him as he went by.
I'm sorry, Scarlotti.
Oh,
Renius was mournful for his actions before.
never mind.
He had not realized that a few simple comments can cause such a reaction. At the next station, the manager yelled from his office.
And you-
As one of the workmen walked over. Manager's angry with you. After this training you get back to the sheds, he'll surely have a word to say to you. Renius felt sad as the workman walked off. He had not realized that he had caused so much trouble. Oh no. What have I done?
And Scarlotti had to shunt some trucks at this lake quarry as a punishment.
Scarlotti, hey, Scarlotti!
What? What is it, sir?
We need you to uncouple, but Scarlotti didn't listen. He thought it was extra work.
Why should I? I don't want to do extra work.
See,
Hello,
Scarlotti.
Scarlotti. Oh my goodness! Scarlotti!
It's got me!
Hold up!
Scarlotti's
Uncouple! Quickly!
very heavy.
I can't!
And
Ah! Help! Ah! And Scarlotti had crashed. And Renius went to go get the breakdown crane. He was shocked.
But he had been paralyzed with fear from what he had just seen.
Get the breakdown crane!
Scarlotti!
Get the breakdown crane! I shouted a
Is
nearby
he
workman.
okay?
He's fine. I just partially submerged. Not all the way though.
Chloe is too deep to. We have
Okay.
We would have to get the supports out. The supports cost a lot of money, and the controllers don't like us spending a lot of money. So, until we get more money to spend it on, we're gonna have to leave him.
The what?
Just
But it will arrest away, sir.
Attach the crane to my front end. I'll at least try.
But despite this, they haven't tested the cranes out well on the no gauge railway yet. It was new,
Come on.
and they only had new engines at the time. So this was the actual test, trying to rerail an engine. Then he carefully pulled up to the scene. But the crane was secure
The rails creaked.
for
and
what there
moved.
was.
They said they had no place to secure the crane at all. Said it was just hanging precariously.
So they just had to risk it.
Wheel turn by wheel turn. Renius heaved the crane backwards. Come on!
The Scarlet's back half of a full back half was almost out of the water. The test was tedious, but for a first
Renius
test,
had
it
almost
wasn't
slipped
too
off
bad.
once. He would not let it happen again. Renius had all of a sudden lost grip on the rails. His back wheels being pulled up. Oh my! Skarloey was too heavy. He started dragging him down. Oh, help! Help! Thinking quickly,
I didn't.
one of the workmen quickly threw something into the spokes of the crane's wheels, causing the wheels to lock up. Thank you! Come on!
It'll just cause you trouble.
We'll get those out soon.
Thank you. And now Scarlet was out of the water. Now they had to try to get him on the rails. His second crane operation
Skarloey was hanging
since.
furiously, facing downwards. Hold still!
I hope you know what you're doing. I might just fall into water
will
again
guide
if
you.
you're not careful. As more of the workmen had seen everything. I think you might be too heavy for the crane, Renius. Now the sun was setting.
Maybe you're too heavy.
Thanks, Renius, for helping me out, and I'm sorry I was ever sorry that I was ever rude to you.
It's okay. I'm sorry I was rude to you too. It's my fault that you got yourself into this mess. So, it's only fair that I helped you out.
And no,
That's
wait,
what friends are for.
it's my fault because I was the one who didn't uncouple from the truck, so it's really my fault.
Hey, it's the end of the day. We can forgive each other, right?
Yep, and we should both get some rest.
I want to be free! I want to be
Indeed, bro.
free! I want to be free from this confinement!
Oh my
I wanna
fucking
go-
god!